Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show, and welcome my guest, Sean Smalls. How are you today, Sean?
Doing quite well.
Good, good.
How's everything with you?
Well, I didn't hear you.
How's everything with you?
Everything is well. I'm excited about life. That's what, opportunities, and having you on the show today is making it even better, given that we're going to be talking about entrepreneurial journeys and entrepreneurship. So everyone, go ahead and grab your virtual seats. We're going to have a great time today on the Kim Jacobs Show. Listen, tell your friends, your family, your coworkers that we're talking today about entrepreneurship, and that can just cover the gamut. That's from young to old, everyone in between. You definitely want to have your notepad out ready to take your notes. If you're already joining in on the studio audience, let me know where you're coming in from. Say your name, where you're visiting from, and say, I am ready. I am ready. Okay, Sean, also, this is an opportunity for you when we kick the show off for you to go right to my Facebook page and share it with your friends so they can join in on the discussion, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show as we talk about entrepreneurship today. Hi, I'm Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Yes. It's the Kim Jacobs Show. And today I have in the studio with me Sean Smalls. I can't wait for you guys to meet him. So let's talk about this father. He is a husband. He's also an entrepreneur amongst entrepreneurs. And he is the father to maybe as many as like 500 people. We'll talk about what that means. Welcome, Sean Smalls.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And listen, today, as we talk about entrepreneurship, I want people that are tuning in to get an opportunity to know where you came from. Tell us about Sean Smalls. Where did it all begin for you?
Oh, man. Well, the dream started right there in the South Bronx in New York City.
I knew you had that accent. I didn't know where that came from, but I was like,
I'm a Yankee.
Okay, so South Bronx.
Yeah, I'm from the South Bronx. I grew up in the South Bronx. I had a vision of being a business owner when I was in middle school. My dad was a entrepreneur himself. He was a engineer by trade, but he owned several businesses. So I watched him do the things he was doing, and I was saying to myself, wow, maybe I can be like him. I looked up to him and I wanted to be like him. So my journey started in by the time I was in about 6th grade, I started to formulate exactly different things I wanted to do.
Wow, that's interesting. And so how important, now that you are an adult and you're helping young people yourself, how important do you think it is for a parent to play a role in a child's life if they're interested in even considering entrepreneurship?
Well, it's very important because what happens is that, when you're in middle school or elementary school, even high school, you're looking for support, right? You're looking for the support of your parents, your friends, anyone that will actually listen to you, right?
Right.
So you just want somebody just to listen to your ideas. And so as a young child, you want to be able to get that support from your mother and your dad or grandparents or whomever that give you the opportunity to be able to give them ideas and then have them show you how to do some of these things, right? From their experience.
And so your dad modeled that for you.
He definitely modeled it for me because I was always sitting around, lingering around like, okay, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? And then once I watched him do certain things, then I wanted to mimic him. So I started running around with the briefcase. I thought being a business owner at the time was walking around with a briefcase that was empty.
That was empty. Why empty? Why empty? Just looking important, right? Looking important.
So I was trying to look important in the house, walking around, and then I was like, well, I can probably do this. I can do the same things that he was doing.
Wow, that is such a great and just enlightening and heartwarming story. And so ultimately, that briefcase got filled with some stuff, right?
Yeah, the briefcase ended up getting filled with a lot of stuff.
Okay, tell us about some of that.
Yeah, with a lot of stuff. So as I went on, I started to dibble and dabble into business, and I got out of it by the time I was in high school. And then by the time I got into my early 20s, I ended up opening up a store. So I owned a store that sold jewelry, clothes, and different things like that. And I got my feet wet in really how to do business, as well as I was looking into real estate, owning the building in which my store was in. So I pretty young, I was able to start getting a full taste of what business was like.
Wow, wow. Okay, that's interesting, especially in Bronx. When you say in the Bronx alone, I know I used to visit my cousins in Brooklyn, New York, and
Yeah.
coming from the South, I used to speak to everyone. I was like, "Hi, hi, how are you?" They were like, "Kim, do not speak to another person. Somebody gonna hit you in the head with a bottle." I was like, "They're gonna hit me in the head with a bottle because I'm speaking to them?" They were like, "Don't do that. Don't
New
do
York
that."
people are guarded. Yeah, New York people are guarded, so they're not like in the South where everyone is, pretty much friendly and wave and hey, how you doing? Know each other by their names and different things like that. New York is not like that.
No, no, and everybody was looking like they gave me a certain look just for speaking to them. They were like you want to do something? I'm like, I just wanted to say hi. Please forgive me, pardon me, accept my apologies. So that's interesting. So when you being an entrepreneur in the New York area required you to have even thicker skin, in my opinion, right?
I mean, beyond thick skin, So as I went along, I started to, say, oh man, what did I, get myself into? This thing is very hard in terms of just every day you have to sacrifice, you have to be on top of your game to even just make any money. And so I got tougher. I was mentally tough already. And
Right.
so within that aspect, I was able to start getting bigger and better, and then I took the same attitude and as we say in New York, the hustle game and the grind game, right? In New York, right? The hustle game and grind. And I came down south with the same mentality,
Passion, right.
passion that I had in New York.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So why do you think entrepreneurship is even important from your perspective?
Oh, well, listen, entrepreneurship can change a person's life forever. When you build a brand or you build a business, not only are you building it for yourself, you could build it for your kids, 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 kids. So you start to understand that here it is. Even though let's say for me, example, I'm 20 something years old, I can build something that can, 100 years from now when I'm dead and gone, this business can still be thriving and that my grandchildren's children can still benefit
Right.
from what I've done.
Wow. And even now talking about it from a youth focus, is it still important just for the same reasons for our youth, or is it more important for our youth?
Well, it's more important because even when I teach the kids at my charter school, is that now, when you talking to a 10-year-old, of course, they're not thinking 20, 30 years from now, right?
No.
They
No.
playing video games and having a great time and different things like that. But what I convey to them, listen, even though you may be 10 years old, you really have to look at what are you going to be at 50 or 60 years old,
Right.
right? What's going to really be happening for you. And that not only can you change your whole family's direction, you can change, your kids and, your mother and your dad's direction and different things like that. So the kids actually get it. The light bulb goes off in their heads and they say, well, I never thought about it like that, but I would love to buy mama a house or, mama a car or different things, or even pay for my college. So they get to, they get to understand that. And so because of that, they buy into it.
That's real. That's really good. So you get that initial buy-in by painting that picture that is going to be something that they can connect with. And okay, I love that. I love that. And listen, everyone that's in the studio audience, make sure you guys are active participants. Type your name, tell us where you're from, maybe ask a couple of questions to our expert today, which is Sean Smalls, and he is actually the entrepreneurial director. Let me pull up his information here so everyone gets a chance to know. He's at ACE Academy Charter School. And again, hundreds of students, but he's the entrepreneurship director. His phone number is 704-456-7153. And the website is aceacademycharter.org. So let me ask, with you being in the Charlotte area, Sean, how can people that are watching this show, because I have people that tune in from Cameroon, the Philippines, all over the world. So they may say, well, this is not for me because this is a Charlotte-based interview. So how would you connect with someone like that?
Well, what we're doing now, we're creating the mogul classes.
Oh.
So I've created the mogul classes that will be coming out very soon for different people. The reason why we started creating the mogul classes is because as I built my charter school, I'm actually the co-founder of the charter school.
Oh,
so that I just work in the charter school. I actually created it from scratch.
That's right. Well, don't you think I would know that since you are the entrepreneur of entrepreneurs? Yes.
But so what we have done is I've had hundreds and hundreds of people that have come up to me all day long. How do I do this? How do I build these successful companies that you have built? I built $1 million companies already. And so I took my same knowledge to be able to create the charter school. Okay. So once I did that, I said, okay, let me give the kids the opportunity to do the same things I've done as far as build businesses and also build wealth. And so now we're coming out very soon with the mogul classes for those that don't go to the school that will love to be able to start their own businesses from scratch.
That's good. That's good.
Well, stay tuned. I'll be announcing it very soon. I have all my people working on it in the background to get it all, lifted and off and running, launching.
I love that. Now, what about young people that a lot of the parents that are watching this show will definitely, I'm sure, share this episode with their young people. What advice would you give a young person that's not sure if they are an entrepreneur or not, because they don't know? They're a kid, like you said, they're 10. They don't even know what's what.
That's a great question. So I frequent the first and second grade in the school.
Okay.
Just to start asking questions of, what is it that you want to do? What is it that is, important for you? And so it ended up happening to most of the kids. They end up looking into their abilities or the things that they like. So the most important thing is to ask your child, what is it that you really like to do? Mm-hmm. What makes you feel good about yourself? And within that, you can start to do that to actually make money. Okay. And so with the kids, when you look at the kids and you ask them that, I always tell the kids, well, write a list. Give me a list of 5 things that you like to do. And within those 5 things, let's see how we can turn these things into a business venture that you can actually start making money doing.
I love that. So you basically just asking the child what it is that they really like to do, and then turning that into a business. Like, for example, my daughter, she has multiple things that she likes to do. She likes to garden. She likes to do animation. And literally on her YouTube channel, she draws these animation things from scratch. And I know they're better, just as good as what I've seen on Nickelodeon or Disney or any of these animated shows. I'm like, how do you do that? So we've cultivated that by buying her an animation pad with a little glove. And now she's able to do it with precision, it's stuff like that. And then she also wants to be an exotic animal vet. So it's like you cultivate all of the experiences, or do you hone in on one? I'm trying to learn.
Well, what happens is you look at what is it they really have the real passion for, and they'll end up going to that anyway. So we want to be able to support them in all their ideas.
Mhm.
But what end up happening is that main idea that's burning inside their chest, that desire, we're gonna go ahead and start working with them on that. I even give an example of my own daughter. She's about 24 now. She's getting ready to finish up school to get into veterinarian school, but she created a dog walking pet business and boarding business and different things like that. And she's always loved animals since she was probably 6, 7 years old. So
Yeah.
I've always had her around the veterinarian clinics. I've always was able to put her around different things pertaining to animals.
Yes.
Her passion has always been that, and I've supported that. And now we're coming to that point in which then she's going to become a veterinarian, and then she'll create her own practice.
That's good.
Practice, plural.
Now, as a host over here, I don't want to neglect the fact that I heard you say a 24-year-old daughter. And then I know in our conversation last night, you said a 3rd grade son. That's a big difference. Tell us what happened. We want to know. Give the tea.
Well, so having a daughter, she, and I love her to death, and Lord, daddy's little girl. But I realized, like, okay, I needed to have the son to keep the name and the legacy going. And, so he already, even though he's in 3rd grade, he owns a juice business called SJ's Everyday Juice.
Go ahead, SJ's Everyday Juice.
Dollars doing it. He's making thousands of dollars doing it already. So he's only in 3rd grade, and he's ready. He's excited. He's launched. He's ready. He's always ready to go. And once he realized, even for himself, that there's an entrepreneurship family. You got to create business in his household. You can't get the free room and board here. So he created his business, and now he's running around like, listen, I can buy anything I want to buy now. I have the money to do it. So it's funny to watch him do all that.
That is super hilarious. And that's such a good thing. So listen, everyone that's watching this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show, if you're already learning something, just put a 1 in the comments and definitely make sure you tag your friends. Today's episode is sponsored in part by Snow Legal, snowlegal.com. Many of you know about the services that they provide, and some of you have already reached out to them to be able to connect for their services. Let me introduce you a little bit more to our episode sponsor today, snowlegal.com.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
Yes. All right. Welcome back to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. And listen, make sure you guys invite your friends and family, and even start watch parties later when you're off work or whatever, to give people exposure to Sean Smalls and the entrepreneurial ideas that he's sharing through his ACE Academy charter school. Listen, Sean, I want to find out from you how people, I know you said entrepreneur, how did you and your team determine that would be the focus of your academy?
So what happened was this. I created a consulting firm. Back in the day. One of my first businesses after I created the store.
Okay.
And so what my consulting firm was doing, we were already getting contracts throughout the country, teaching enrichment courses, which was entrepreneurship. We also had supplemental programs that we were selling to the different school districts across the country. So what ended up happening, even about 10, 15 years ago, I was already creating entrepreneurs back then. We had hundreds, and I mean maybe even matter of fact, we had thousands of kids that actually started businesses. But what happened was they were already in different schools and different programs, so I couldn't really keep a hold of them because they belonged to these different schools across the country.
Right.
And so it ended up, so the mind started to work. We started to think that how can we in-house these actual programs,
Right.
in which then we can have access all day, every day to these kids. And so once President Obama came up with the cap, he uplifted the cap for charter schools. We ran right in, created our own entrepreneurship charter school,
That's
and
cool.
we've been running since 2014, actually doing this. So
That's incredible.
so I sat back. I was on the board. All this, for the longest, looking at the finance and looking at the way the school was running. And then I started to realize that, wait a minute, we're not kicking out entrepreneurs like we should. So I decided last year, you know what? Let me step away from business and everything I'm doing and actually go into the school and change this around. And ever since I've done that, we've had over 20 something kids that actually own viable businesses that are making money. These kids are making money.
So you have lots of case studies of successful students that are now, are these young people going on to matriculate to a college or a university, or are they choosing not to go that path and starting their own businesses?
Well, we're K to eighth grade.
Uh-huh.
And so they're still just young. They're not even
Right,
ready
right,
for
right.
college
Okay,
yet.
so then they're just going on to high school, or do you have what are you doing with them beyond the program?
Okay, so what we have is also our entrepreneurship club. So with
Okay,
that,
good.
I allow the kids to whoever are into the program, they can still come back for the rest of their lives.
Oh,
So
good.
once you're in forever. You're in
Ah,
forever.
I love that. That's what I was trying to visualize.
So they're in forever. And so what happened is the kids, they get on with me with Zoom. Oh, they call me all day long. Listen, I don't have a day off. I'm getting phone calls on Sundays. I'm getting phone calls at nighttime. It doesn't matter. We have an open door. I have an open door policy that these kids can have access to me all day long, and so that allows them to be able to ask the questions. Also, help finance their businesses with my own money. So
That's what I was wondering. Yeah,
I give them.
if y'all know Sean Smalls is just like dope for real, put a 2 in the comments. OMG, that's awesome.
Yeah. And so that allows them that no matter what, even if in high school, they have access to the us, as a school, and we support them, and we also, we give them all the support that they need to make their business profitable.
Well, let me reword my question then. So with your program, the K through 8, then some of them have actually gone on because you've been working with hundreds. It's about 400 or 500 students you've been working with. So I know in a program that previously, when I was younger, I founded and everything. These young people are now in their 30s, right? And so they're coming back and saying the things that they're doing in life. Are any of your students that have graduated from high school, have they gone on to colleges, or have they taken a different path?
Well, I've had kids that have done both.
Okay.
My motto is this. I've always tell the kids, listen, I have an MBA, right? So I have 3 college degrees. I have an MBA. I have all the stuff that you're supposed to go do. But I always tell the kids, listen, school may not be for everyone. For whatever circumstances there are, affordability. We know school costs a ton of money. A lot of kids don't have the finance to actually pay for school. But if you can create your own business young, okay, I tell them you can go and own the Chick-fil-A or the McDonald's or the cleaners or whatever it is that you want to own. So it gives them the options of school or both, right? School and entrepreneurship, or just entrepreneurship in itself. And then when you make the money, guess what? You can go back to school anyway.
That's right. That's good.
Right?
That's good. I just think that's impressive. Yeah. So you're following them, but you're also funding them. You're not just You're not just saying become an entrepreneur, but you're saying I'll pour into your business myself because I believe in you that much.
I'm in the mix. Like, I'm in it with them. So it's like, this what you really want to do, I'm going to actually give you the money to actually do it.
That's
the
incredible.
eyes light up because it's like, wait a minute. So you're saying you're going to give me free money?
Right. Right. So that's a whole different ball game. It's one thing for you to say that you believe in me. It's another thing for you to put your money where your mouth is and you actually pour into me, you know?
Yeah.
That's so good.
Because it's like, wait a minute, you're really going to give me? And I'm like, yes. And then not only am I going to give you the money, I'm going to help you become profitable as well. And so it works. I give you just even an example. Last year, I had a 5th grade class that it was these young ladies, all beautiful as God, pumpkin pie. They created a jewelry business called Bracelet on Hand.
Okay.
So to the CIAA, right? We took them to the CIAA.
Oh, that's good.
Last CIAA in Charlotte. Hurts my heart that they going, right? But we took them to the CIAA. And I'm like, okay, well, what's missing? What's missing with you guys? They was like, oh, we need money for supplies. Here you go. Here's the money. Get your supplies.
Right.
Get it going. They were nervous. They was afraid because, as I know, Kim, the CIAA is packed. There's thousands of people in there.
Oh, cool people. Lots.
Yeah, thousands of people. And so they were nervous and afraid, but I gave them the money. And then they went in there and made over $1,000 in about 3 hours.
Oh,
yeah. And so their eyes lit up and say, wait a minute, this thing right here can be a permanent thing.
But it takes somebody like yourself or like your staff to be able to believe in the person and their dreams and their goals. I am so inspired by everything that you're sharing today. How did you get your staff on board with the concept of let's do this entrepreneurial focus? We're all in.
Well, let's just tell you a great thing about ACE Academy. Most of our teachers are entrepreneurs. Okay, so they already have the mentality anyway.
Okay.
They have the mentality anyway. And so a lot of the teachers, they believe in entrepreneurship, they believe in the children, and then they know that because of all the great things I've done in terms of building businesses, I actually help them out as well in their business.
Wow.
So, am I helping the kids? I'm also helping the teachers.
Wow. Okay.
So because of that, then the teachers believe in the model. They believe in building wealth. They believe in entrepreneurship.
Wow.
So it's easier when you're already doing it. Kim, when you're already doing something, you already believe in it. You know that this works. And so it's easier for the kids to be able to talk to the teachers and different things like that because we already have teachers that are entrepreneurs in the school.
So they're not discouraging them in any way, shape, or form because they're like, we believe in you because we believed in ourselves and we're paving the way for you as a trailblazer, as a pioneer. So what we're saying to you, we know it already works too. So you're already filling your academy with the energy and the positivity and the aura of winning.
Every day. I make sure when I see the kids, the first thing I do is start singing about winning.
You start singing about money?
About winning. All I want them to do is win. And just do the best you can do, but let them know that, hey, we're here for you and we're here to support everything you do. I like to tell people that ACE Academy is the diamond in the rough, right? Because when you really look at life, why do we really go to school? You go to school to learn how to do what? Learn skills to be able to get a job or a career.
Wow.
Right? So I'm already teaching you this already in 2nd and 3rd grade. We have several 3rd graders that have businesses as well. So it's just the culture of winning. It's the culture of entrepreneurship that, running rampant through the school.
Wow. It's like, I'm definitely going to have to come and visit your school because I know that means that everybody in there is on their A game. It's like, we're not going to have any self-doubt, no negative, I'll try, none of that stuff. I can imagine that it is just positive energy and synergy and winning. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
And the reason why that is because we already have kids that have been on TV, the news, they've been on the radio, on the business. We have a child, he's a sixth grader, he's a DJ. He's the youngest DJ in Charlotte, and he's booked. He's booked all day. He's booked all day. In sixth grade, this guy is booked all day. He's at the farmer's market. He's doing birthday parties. He's booked. So the kids are seeing this. They're seeing their peers doing this, doing what they're doing. We also have a young lady in the 8th grade, Yari Diella. She has Diella Taste. She's been featured on the news for the past 2 weeks of all the different cakes she's making across Charlotte. And so these kids are superstars in the school, in which the younger kids are looking like, wait a minute, I could do this too.
Wait a minute, I got some airheads. I got some Twizzlers. I mean, you need to let me up in there. One of my children used to sell. We kept buying a box of airheads. I didn't know why he kept. I was like, listen, we just bought a box of these from Sam's Club. I know that you did not eat all those airheads. And come to find out, he was selling them at lunchtime. All of my children are entrepreneurs. I was like, what are you doing? He was like, Mom, they need a little sugar rush, So I was like, so we done bought the box for like $4.99 or whatever, and he's selling them $1 per airhead. I was like, okay, but you don't want to discourage the young people. Sean, I want to make sure you know that you have an open door to bring any of the young people in your program to be featured on the Kim Jacobs Show and let us share their talents and their showcase what some of their services, their products are. I am super impressed with this. Oh my gosh.
I would love that. I would love that because, we want to be able to show the younger generation on the skills that these guys have already. These guys, I mean, when I say they have this talent and abilities to create things from nothing, from scratch.
That's right.
And do it well. Well,
let me also, gives me a good entree to my next commercial break, but it's really not a commercial break. It's an announcement. I am officially, let me put this out to you guys. Let me share my screen. Wait a minute. I'm excited about this announcement to share with you guys. Listen, if you go to kimjacobsshow.com, you are going to see that the kimjacobsshow.com, we now have products and merch. And you are actually going to be able to pre-order. I know we say 3 to 5 days right up there, but we just placed the order and it's being shipped to me. So I'm super excited about it. And you can you can play around with the different image. But look at that. I watched the Kim Jacobs Show. It's a t-shirt and it's a mug. And that way when we're, sipping our beverage on the Kim Jacobs Show, you can actually watch it together and we can sip together. So there you have it. And it comes in multiple colors right now, white and yellow. I'm getting some pricing for some black as well. Let me see what else. I have my books on here as well. So if you're interested in getting one of the books that I've authored or co-authored, they are here as well. Extreme Balance Makeover. And This Is How I Fight My Battles and Women of War. And these two are best-selling books on Amazon, but you can get it right here on the Kim Jacobs Show website. I'm so excited about this. And if you don't want a bundle deal for the cup and the t-shirt, again, this is for you to support the Kim Jacobs Show so we can continue to provide you with guests like you're seeing here today, Sean Smalls. But if you want it individually as well, you can definitely get it. It's $13.99 for the cup and it's $24.99 for the shirt and then so forth. But isn't this great? Oh, I'm so excited. I'm talking to my whole self. Isn't that exciting?
Congratulations on the merch. That's good.
Taking my entrepreneurship to a new level, right? And then at the bottom down there, I'm sharing with you guys on that link how you can support the Kim Jacobs Show, whether it's the Cash App or whatever ways you want to stay in support of the show so that I can continue to provide this type of programming to each and every one of you. Sean, you are an inspiration. And it comes across just in our conversation. How do you encourage other people to take on that persona that you've taken on that has inspired hundreds of young people to become their best selves?
Well, what happens, a lot of people tell me when I walk in the room, I'm here. I've arrived.
Okay.
Well, you know, I have the enthusiasm and I'm optimistic about everything. You have to have that in anything that you do in life, right? No one's going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself.
Right.
It starts with you first. And because I believe in myself, I've been doing this for a long time, and I have the attitude that, you know, anyone that wants to do anything, you can do it. And so,
Anyone.
yeah. And so, you know, you have to set the example, right? You have to set the example that when you doing anything, that for people to see it, to see you. And if they see you not sweating and they see you excited and happy and enthusiastic about things, then people will sit back and say, hey, you know what? I want to mimic that. I want to be like that.
That's
And so
right.
I try to be that type of person, especially for my team, you know, my employees and different things like that, and my kids as well. You know, I try to do that for my students and for my own children, to be able to give them that you know, let's go get it. You can do whatever you want and do it with a smile, right? You do it with
Yes.
to let people know that, hey, I'm out here to win. I'm out here to do my best. And that's, you know, that's my motto. That's my
That's
motto.
awesome. 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 Okay. I think that's just an incredible mantra, and people can all aspire to arrive to that level. You know, I'm really impressed with that. So let's see here. I mean, this has been some good stuff we've already talked about. I do want to let you guys know that my friend Sean Hall is going to pop into this session as well. And I know I had already given you a community update and a heads up that that's going to happen. But when she pops in backstage, I'm going to pull her onto the screen. And I know she's going to be asking you some questions as well. And which is a whole different flair, because she actually focuses on education and she gets scholarship funds for young people. And the scholarships are amazing, where all of the children, a lot of the children that she works with, go to school free of charge and then have excess funds. I know she's helped my son get about $20,000 worth of scholarships recently, and that's through allroadseducation.com. So allroadseducation.com, and that's Sean Hall. So I see her backstage. Let's see. I don't have the Black Panther image, but I will read this one historical fact. The media made the Black Panthers notorious for their afros, dark apparel, and willingness for armed self-defense, but their manifesto for change launched programs that benefited Black communities nationwide, like free dental care, breakfast for low-income children, and even drama classes. And this is just going in line with the fact that this is Black History Month, and I wanted to make sure that we share a Black History point with you all today. And Shannon, I already did put that if you want to order a copy of the mug, or if you want to get a mug, or if you want to get the t-shirts in the colors that I have, you can go ahead and pre-order that right on KimJacobsShow.com website, KimJacobsShow.com. Today we're talking with Sean Smalls, and he is with ACE Academy. Sean Hall, I'm going to pull you in. And how are you, Sean?
I'm wonderful. Hey, Sean.
How you doing, Sean?
Yo, Sean,
you got a beautiful name.
Sean Smalls, the Sean Hall. We call Sean the Sean Hall.
Look, today we might need it so we can have some clarification, because we got a wonderful man, a standard up here. So I'm so excited to get into it with you.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate it.
So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, everyone, remove myself from the screen, and Sean, my bestie, Sean Hall, is going to take it over from here. And Sean Smalls, you are an amazing, incredible man. I can't wait to talk to you backstage after today's episode. I'll still be back here, but I'm going to be taking care of something. Thank you all. Sean, thank you, my bestie, for stepping in for me.
Gotcha.
That's the kind of best friend you need, right there. All right. Enjoy, guys.
So, Mr. Smalls, I want to pivot a little bit and talk about your students who are delving into entrepreneurship, because I think some people will want to know this. At the Academy, how are they able to take that entrepreneurship with them to college? How does that work for them?
That's a great question. So what happens is that as they start to build their brand and build their company, I always keep telling them that not only can you take this to high school, but you can take it to college as well. This is something that they're going to have for a lifetime. I already have some kids that have 2 businesses already. So they're already thinking long term, right? These children are thinking long term and saying to themselves, like, you know what? Not only can I do this now, I can also even build this up to pay for college, right? Possibly pay for college,
Right.
as well as when I go to college, I have something to be able to sell. I have something to be able to make me money. So I'm not going to college just thinking about getting a job. I'm bringing the job with me.
They're bringing the job with them. I love that. And let me ask you this: with the you've already had a graduating class.
Yes.
Okay. With that graduating class, what was the response in terms of them already having their own businesses? Did they find that helped them with their college applications, being able to put that down and say, hey, I'm already employed by me? How did that work for them?
Well, Sean, before he answers that question, his program is K-8, and I know I didn't tell you that. So his program is K-8, and that's why I popped back on the screen. In all fairness,
Okay.
that's
That's good. I'm
But-
going to shift again and ask another question then.
But let me say this too, that his actual students some of them have gone on to graduate from other, once they've gotten out of high school. So he's followed them and he's been investing in their future. So
I was going to ask that. You already beat me to it. That's fine. So Sean, with the ones that have stayed in touch with you, were they able to report back to you that definitely having this entrepreneurial spirit is something that helped them in their pursuit for college education, or even if they were going into the trades? Did they say that it was beneficial?
I've had several kids email me, even now that have graduated 2 and 3 years ago, have emailed me, called me, asked me a variety of questions, and hey, I'm stuck on this. Can you help me with that? Well, we're still the way we created the program in itself. I created an entrepreneurship club in which the kids know that they have access to me every day, all day long, with the club. So even if you graduate, even if you're out of the school, you still have that access to me to ask me the questions you need. Maybe you need finance. Maybe you need more money to keep your business going. I make sure that once you with us, you always with us for the rest of your life.
I love that. And I want to take a minute to tell our viewers what Mr. Smalls is doing is what so many people need as that extra push to get the scholarships, because many of the scholarship applications, especially if you're on the Common App, it will ask you, do you work? Are you employed?
Yes.
It's a leadership plus for your child if they have their own business now and they're able to sustain it throughout high school, to put down, yeah, I work 10 hours a week and I work for myself. Oh, and it's a job that I created, because you're also building leadership. And so many colleges and universities want to see that children have leadership potential, but not just potential, that they're doing it. And what better way than to be doing it for yourself? I love that.
And I agree with you, with that. And I tell the kids that actually what you're saying, that what happens to most kids when you apply, and when you apply for college, you're going to have a million kids that are A students. But what separates you from that other A student? And a lot of it is your outside activities. The colleges want to see and hear that you're unique in what you're doing. And, and building a business is very unique. And that will give kids the upper hand of being able to get into the colleges of their choice based on those different skill sets.
I hope people took notes on what you just said, because I grabbed my head, because you're in my head. It's exactly what I tell people. What makes you distinctive? What's different about you? Yeah, you got a 4.5. So what? Yeah, you got community service. So what? Give me something more. And the entrepreneurial piece is the more. So let me ask you this. With your kids who are into the entrepreneurship program, what would you say has been the biggest takeaway for their parents? I know the kids are into the business, but I feel like, and tell me if I'm wrong, don't parents kind of have to be partners with them in this thing, or are they totally doing it themselves?
That's a great question. So what happens is as a parent, you hearing about entrepreneurship, but it's when they actually see it. Meaning that we've had parents that come to the school, they're watching. We've had several kids that have been on TV already, as far as the news have come to our school. They've been interviewed. The kids have been, on the radio, different things like that. And so the parents are watching it now, and they go, "Wait a minute, this thing is really happening, right? It's really happening." And they also seeing their children make money. I just had a young lady this week or last week called me and said, "Hey, Mr. Sean, I have an order." She has a tie-dye business. So she does tie-dye t-shirts, masks, leggings, et cetera, et cetera. And so she was telling me she had about 16 pieces, different single pieces that she, was just selling the week. And I was like, "Oh, okay, you're excited." And so you see, even with her parents are engaged, even to the point of when she was creating her business, the parents were engaged in the name of her business. So the parents was like, "Hey, Mr. Sean, do you think she should say the business, name of this or the business name of that?" So you're seeing that. I'm watching parents buying supplies. I'm watching parents, be a part of it, because now they're watching their kids really do something and they want to support that. And so that's a great thing, because it's also bringing what? Bringing family together, right? Parents and children are coming together to be able to get their children's business, up and running and started. So it's beautiful.
That's incredible, which made me think about something else, because I understand the children are the ones usually running the program. Now that we've had COVID and we're into this about a year, there have been monies that have opened up, but for a lot of these grant programs that give assistance, you have to be 18 or older. Okay. How have your students been able to still get outside funding from grants? Have they been able to take advantage of any of the COVID funding?
Not yet, but that's a beautiful question. So now, our executive director, Lila Manai, she's working on all the back end of what you're talking about, getting grants, getting donations to support the kids' different businesses. But in the meantime, I financed everybody's business with my own money. So if you want to, the thing is, if you want to start your business, doesn't matter how much it costs. What I'm looking at, what is it that you want to do, how you want to do it, and I'm actually giving them my own money. Start your business. This is what you do. You don't owe me anything. You don't owe the school any money. You don't owe me any money. You just need to take your business and you need to run with it. That's my gift. That's my give back to my community.
I want to throw my phone, but I can't, because I needed to keep interviewing you. That's amazing. So what I want to do, I want to give you the gift of information. Okay. Go on Facebook today. There's a group called Black Founders Funding, BFF.
Okay.
I want you to join today, and I want you to share your information, because they give mini grants. It's $1,000, which is not the most money, but here's the beautiful thing. You're going to be in a group of people who are like you, who are founders of organizations, many of them social enterprises, some of them nonprofits. It's like-minded people coming together, being able to support one another. I'd love for you to jump on there. The founder of that organization is Tracy J. Brown. He has an initiative called Urban Awareness. And with urbanawareness.com, they're always sharing information on not scholarships.
Can you say it one more time, Sean, so we can type it in the back office?
Absolutely.
You see how I'm working for you technically. Can you say it?
Am I the boss today?
You're like, what, are you on or not on? I know I'm on, but I'm not on. I'm just, this is some good stuff. This is great.
So the name of it again is urbanawareness.com. That's the website. It's urbanawareness.com or .org, but I really think it's .com. They have a wealth of information for nonprofit organizations, for social enterprises. They're giving you information on other businesses who can support what it is you do. I think that you are the perfect candidate, because you're doing what you talk about. You're not just saying young people go create a business. You're seeding their business.
Yes. This is important. You got to think about it. What really stops us from really doing business? It's always money. right? Most people never have the money to do business. So for example, I always tell the kids, listen, if you're 10 years old, let's do it now. You don't want to wait till you're 25 to do it, because by that time you got to go to the bank, you're trying to get money, and guess what? They're not giving you the money, right? If you don't have 3 to 5 years in income, right? You don't have 3 to 5 years of income in your business, there's no way you're going to be able to get a business loan. So if you take this free money from me right now and then take your money and keep reinvesting into yourself, you take a 10-year-old, by the time they're 21, they got 11 years business experience. They're making money. And now you could take that same thing and go to the bank and possibly even get a bigger loan to expand your business. That's the game. It all
And
makes sense.
I think Dr. Shantae would agree. This is how we build generational wealth. This is
Yes.
how we start early, tap into what I call the cuteness factor, right? Because
Yes.
after you're 18, most
No
people don't
longer
care. Unless you're college, right? You're not that cute. Unless you're still in college, then you got your cuteness life extended, right? Only
Exactly.
for 4 years. After the 4 years, we don't care what you're doing.
Exactly.
So now I want to kind of get in your business. Let me ask this question.
Okay.
What allows you to be able to support the visions of these young people financially? How are you able to do that?
Well, because I've owned several businesses myself, I built $1 million companies as I've went along, and then I came in and created Ace Academy. I'm a co-founder of Ace Academy along with Lila Minot, the executive director. And so she's from the Bronx, New York as well. And and it's funny, we were young. I remember we were young back in the day, right? Back in the day. And we both always said that when we made it, we would go back and do the same thing, but make it easier for the kids, because we didn't have the seed money like I'm giving the kids. We didn't have those opportunities. And so we decided that, hey, once we were able to take our monies that we made in business and put it into a school, then we would be able to help the kids do the same thing that we did, but much faster and easier. It'd be much easier because we already went through the bumps and the bruises. And so we can show you how to make money and possibly become millionaires. I always tell the kids, we have millionaires in the school already. I just want to see who's going to be the first one. I'm waiting to see it, And so that was always our mindset. And we stuck with it, and we just been on top of it ever since.
I love this because what you're doing, if I heard correctly, it doesn't cost your kids, the young entrepreneurs, anything. So they're coming to you, they're dreaming as big as they want to, and they're saying, Mr. Smalls, this is my dream. Can I do it? And you're saying, I got you? Is that what you're saying?
I'm giving you the money and I'm going to help you do it. So not only am I going to give you the money, I'm going to actually help you do it. That's how I do it, because it's got to be hands-on. So it's not just, I didn't want to make it the school where we just teaching theory, right? I don't want theory. What I want is practical, applied information, and I'm actually going to help you do it. And so the kids really see that, wait a minute, I really can do this. And so it's like you don't have to worry about, oh, these supplies may cost $1,000 or $500, whatever it is. I'm going to give you the money to do it. And the kids go out, either I buy it for them, the supplies, or they get it, and then they off to the races. They off and running.
And I feel like that's so incredible for our audience to grasp, because what you're doing is the model that they have in Silicon Valley, where you have all of these incubators, right? So a lot of times people come out to the Valley, they've got a great idea, but they don't have the housing because the housing is expensive. They don't have money for food. So you live in somebody's house, but the payoff is 10% of whatever you come up with in the perpetuity. You're like, wait a minute, 10% of my earnings forever, which immediately doesn't seem bad because you're hungry, you're broke, and you're homeless, right? But once you start to make that money, that 10%, you're like, wait a minute. So I love what you're doing. No strings attached, and you're changing the trajectory of a generation. That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Because that's what it's all about, right? It's all about building generational wealth. That's it. That's the game, right? And so helping them to even understand what generational wealth looks like makes the kids say, hey, you know what, Mr. Sean, I can do this. And you're saying to me, my kids can benefit from this. And I'm like, yeah, they can actually benefit from that. Your parents can benefit from what you're doing, now, as well as your, future kids or future family and different things like that. So it appeals to them that, hey, if I can, if they looking at me, I'm a regular person, right? I'm regular. So they looking at me like, wait a minute, you have done this. I'm like, yeah, well, I can do it too. And I'm like, yeah, you can,
Yeah.
So I love it. I love the mindset. I love the hunger. Some of these kids are hungry, right? They're hungry and I love it. And I feed right into it. I feed into it and I'm right there with them, all day long to the point. I'm like, listen, you call me anytime. You can text me anytime. You can do whatever. And they take me up on it because they'll call me Sunday night at 9, 10 o'clock, and that's how it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be there for them to help them get to that big point in their own lives.
I love
That's
it.
the payoff for me.
I love it. Have you been able to get other corporate sponsorships for the academy thus far to fund what you're doing?
And that's a great question. So we're working on it right now as we speak. We've hired PR people. We've hired different people now in the last month to be able to start generating that corporate sponsorship. So then I don't have to pay no more.
That's it. That's it. Put your money in your pocket.
Yeah, I did my part. I started you off, right?
That started you off.
The angel investor, right? The angel investor starts you off, and then the venture capitalist come behind and give you the big money. So that was really my idea to do all that. And then we realized that we can get the big corporations to come in and start funding these kids' great ideas and watching them blossom.
I love what you're doing. And I know that here on the Kim Jacobs Show, we have a vast array of people from all walks of life in our audience. So if you're watching and you have monies to be able to support this man's vision, what he's already doing with these children, you need to get in contact with him today. I'm sure that his vision matches up with your corporate responsibilities and your ethos. This is something that we want you to support because we can't keep saying that the kids are the future. No, they're not. They're the now. They don't have next, they have now. And so here we have Mr. Smalls who is investing in them. Get behind them. Dr. Shantae, I'm throwing down the gauntlet. I'm asking you to bring your friends, come and get behind these people, back them for at least $15,000 this year. Why? Because their kids are worth it. They've got the proof in the pudding. They're already putting their own money to this. And I think that this is what we need to be able to do. Support one another, support people who are trying to lift up our children, our future, and make sure that we've got something great moving to the next level. Mr. Smalls, any final words you want to leave us with today?
I just want to let the audience know that we're doing a great job here at ACE Academy. We're helping children build wealth as well as helping them academically, because once the kids understand the money game, they also understand the academic game. It all ties in, right? The kids learn how to build money or their business building money. So now they get to understand math. It's all the same. And so we're out here helping children build wealth. We're helping them build their businesses. We have over 20-something kids that have legitimate businesses, as well as other kids that their businesses are raw, right? And so we're helping them with the rawness to be able to come up to spec and build their business as well. And we just like to thank everyone that have supported us in the past, as well as those who are going to support us in the future. So stay tuned, because we are the diamond in the rough.
Not the diamond in the rough. You all are doing it. This is so incredible. I'm so blessed to have the opportunity to just ask a few questions. I want to leave with one final question.
Mm-hmm.
If a kid can't go to ACE charter,
okay,
is there any other opportunity for them to take advantage of what it is you offer in terms of entrepreneurship?
So what we're doing now, I'm working on personally called the mogul class. Working on the mogul classes. So we'll be coming out within the next month of being able to teach kids as well as adults entrepreneurship and helping them build their businesses up through the mogul classes. So everyone stay tuned. It's all going to be coming out with, they're working on all the construction in the background and doing all the different things to be able to supply that, because I've had thousands of people ask me how, what, and why. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll show you this and that. And so now I feel like it's time for us to really come out here and be able to show the world what is it that they can do and help them build their own businesses and their own brand.
This has been incredible. We've been here today with Sean Smalls with ACE Charter, where they are teaching young people how to become entrepreneurships. I'm Sean Hall with the Kim Jacobs Show. Kim will be back with you on tomorrow with her guests. Go back, watch this replay. I want you to make sure you're taking notes to bring balance to your life, to your business. And hey, reach out to Mr. Smalls if you can support him in any kind of way. Thank you so much for being with us on the Kim Jacobs Show. Mr. Smalls, I can't wait to talk to you again. And I'm going to talk to you offline so that we can share some more details with you.
Thank you, Sean. Thanks for everything.
Thank you. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, audience. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.